For Arkansas, Texas A&M 2:30 right here on ESPN Arkansas and hitthatline.com. It's been 9 straight losses for the Arkansas Razorbacks in this series. And Tommy, they're trying to right the ship today, my man.
Yeah, and it feels different this year. I know in 2016 both teams were undefeated and ranked going into that game, but maybe we felt the same way then. It's so long ago, it's hard to remember, but it hasn't felt this way in some time, at least 2016, since you really felt confident going down to Jerry's Palace in Arlington to play this game today. You really feel like with an Arkansas team that's off to an undefeated start, you got a real chance to win this game today.
A lot of fans are already down there in Jerry World, outside of Jerry World, and in Dallas, Texas. And I know the excitement, there's a buzz in the air, not only in the state of Arkansas, but in Texas as well, because College Station not too far off from Dallas, and then we know that Fayetteville, Fort Smith, and so many other cities, not too far of a drive if you're trying to get to Dallas Cowboy Stadium, AT&T Stadium down there. And you mentioned just kind of the difference that it feels. First time in 5 years, both teams have been ranked. A lot of times A&M, I think every year A&M's ranked, and you haven't. And this, debatably, and we'll see, you can make a case that this is the best football team that A&M has faced since they joined in the SEC. Now, I would hear arguments about 2015, and I would probably still lean that way, but that's something you brought up earlier this week, that you can at least pose that question to our audience.
Yeah, I mean, Arkansas was really good for a number of years right before A&M joined the league, and they own this series. And there's been some long streaks. Dudley Dawson pointed out earlier this week there's been 2 9-game winning streaks by both teams, one by either team in this series, and we're living through one now. Will it go to an historic 10? We'll find out today. But it's not been commonplace when you look at the lifetime of the Southwest Conference days that either team's had this kind of upper hand on the other very often.
Mm-hmm.
So today, Arkansas trying to break that streak and avoid some new history in the series.
We're live all over the place across our 4 ESPN Arkansas platforms. HitThatLine.com, the TuneIn app, ESPN Radio, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. And you're more than welcome to interact with us at 877-377-6963. I know a lot of you were curious about the officiating career. I got confirmation yesterday that Mark Curls is not going to be officiating this.
I don't know where that got started. So
that's a great question. I don't either, but I got confirmation right after the show yesterday. I don't know who started that rumor, but I wanted to address that first and foremost. I don't break news that often, Tommy, but I was the first one to say on social media yesterday, I was like, it's not him. Wanted to make sure, and because you always, I think you say it best, that we more react to news than break news, but I got that text yesterday for someone that's... First
of all, it's not news. I mean, it shouldn't be news. I mean, the idea that Mark Curls officiating the game is going to have some kind of dramatic outcome is just an overreaction by fans. I mean, Ruskin pointed this out yesterday afternoon. There's plenty of wins you can point to that he was the crew chief and number one. He's one of 8 officials on the field plus a replay official. So we put too much value or stock in who the referee is on the game. And then you got people calling into shows, not ours in the morning, but I heard it in the afternoon, that he was on the Auburn game last year when Arkansas lost. Well, that's not even factually accurate either. So we worry way too much about the things that are beyond anyone's control and really have minimal outcome. Now, there's officiating calls, and there's several from last week that had a direct impact on games. But him being on that game or not on that game doesn't mean the game's going one way or the other. That's not the X factor in this ball game.
I would say the Lindy guys addressed it before we came on, how there was really 2 officiating calls that did not have a great outlook for the SEC. The Penn State, where they calculated downs wrong and they took away a down from the Nittany Lions, and then the Memphis and Mississippi State, where the ref is signaling that the ball has been downed, and then they let it play out. So not a banner week for SEC referees, but the reason I did want to bring this up, Tommy, guess how many impressions that tweet got of me just announcing that Curls wasn't?
I'm sure a bunch, because people just go crazy over that, because people really actually believe in their own world somehow that there's a fix-in on these things. I'll never understand why we go there. So
72,000.
Yeah.
72,000 people. Well, I think it's sometimes you bring it up, that they protect certain schools in this league, and some people are led to believe that it goes beyond not just the scheduling, but into the games as well. And there's been times, I mean, I don't think you can refute or anyone can refute this. I think certain teams, and it helps that they're more talented and well coached a lot of times, but there's certain situations where I just don't think officials, when they see an Alabama or Ohio State or Clemson, one of these blue bloods, I think they're less apt to blow their whistle on that said team. And if it's a close 50-50 call, I think back to the Ohio State Minnesota, where there was clearly a helmet on the fumble recovery, and they didn't blow it. I think there was a targeting call on a Minnesota player earlier in that game. And I kind of understand it just because of the brand of those teams, but I think that's what Arkansas fans feel. That's what a lot of them voice, and regardless if it's true or not, that's just the optics and the perception that a lot of Arkansas fans have.
Now, the part I have a problem with, and what you say may be accurate. Only the person making that decision in that fraction of a second could tell you if that was the thought that crossed their mind. But and listen, we didn't come on here to talk officiating this morning, but here's the last point I'll make. The idea that there's a systematic fix-in is beyond reality for me.
We got a text in here from Michael. I know we got a call waiting as well. Michael says 34-13 Hogs. Now, we've gotten a good chunk of response this week from Arkansas fans on how they feel about this game kicking off at 2:30. And I don't know if I've seen a single fan send in that Texas A&M is going to win. And listen, fans short for fanatic, we know that. But a lot of these scores have been 15, 21-point deficits that they're predicting. Now, we saw Arkansas not only beat the brakes off Texas 40-21, but that game could have been 47-21, and we know how many field goals they also had to settle for, but Arkansas legitimately could have scored on that last drive, and Sam Pittman and company showed mercy. So you would love to see not only Arkansas beat Texas, you'd love to see Arkansas bash Texas A&M as well, Tommy.
Yeah, and just to get to – I mean, you got a chance, depending on how some other things go. I don't know if you'll get all the way to the top 10, but a win today and a decisive win might just get you in the top 10, depending on what else happens around the college football world. But if nothing else, you're on your way going to Georgia with a little more confidence in your step. And I don't know if you can win at Georgia despite what happens today, but, boy, you'll feel a lot better about your odds if you go out and you really put it on the number 7 team in the country. Now, I think that's one of the least likely scenarios because this series has been close when it shouldn't be. So I think the longest shot on the board today, as far as if you said scenarios and how it would play out, probably the least likely, just based on history and probably based on the facts of going into the game, is Arkansas winning by 3 or more touchdowns.
There's only 2 teams right now inside the top 10 that have a loss, and it's Ohio State and Clemson. So I don't know how the AP poll voters would look at that if you win today's game. Texas A&M would jump outside of the top 10, and you might be able to surpass them. But we'll have to wait and see. First and foremost, you got to win the football game. Let's go to the phone lines. Welcome in Ryan in Hot Springs, who's dialed in this morning here on Arkansas Game Day live from Randall Ford, presented by Bud Light. Ryan, what you got for us this morning?
Well, I was going to make a comment about the referee deal, and then I was going to kind of talk about the game real quick. I don't necessarily think that we think that that there's a fix against Arkansas. I think it's just it's viewed that Mark Curls is just so inept because a lot of people remember last year, or at least I remember, he had bad calls not just for Arkansas. He had bad calls against LSU too. So I mean that was just so I think it's just he's just viewed as that inept, and we don't want to see a game that could be on the outcome of an inept or a terrible ref,
He did, or someone on his crew did, because people wanted to blame what happened in Memphis last week on him. What did he have to do with it? He's
right.
not the back judge. I mean, and that goes along with the territory of being a crew chief. But this guy's been a crew chief in this league for like 20 years. Most
right.
people don't keep their job at a high level doing something horribly for 20 years in a row, Ryan.
Well, I don't discount that, but I guess you could say he's viewed as kind of a bad luck term, if you will. How about that?
I'll go with that, but and it all stems and goes back to Florida in 2009, where he directly was involved in that and did make
right.
that call himself. But some of these other incidents, like we saw last week with the Memphis Mississippi State game, he's 60 yards down the field. It had nothing to do with that. But
right, and that's a fair deal. But I want to talk about the game. I genuinely like our chances today. I think part of it is the confidence that this team has already had in the preseason in KJ, and just as a team as a whole, I like their confidence that they're coming in with this game. There's no way you're going to sit there and tell me that A&M has as much confidence in their quarterback as our team as a whole in KJ. I just feel like the team will rally around KJ, even if he's struggling early. I feel like the team will still rally around him, and I like our chances of being able to move the ball, running the ball, and I just think it's our year. I think it's our year, and I guess I'm kind of willing them to win and go Hogs, and let's go get the dub. And I will holler at y'all later.
Well, I appreciate the call. I think a lot of Arkansas fans still feel similar around your ideas and kind of where your logic is headed, the confidence built around this team. And listen, I get it. You should be confident in this team. This team has started out hot. Your defense, your offense has looked better on both sides of the football relative to what it did last year. But, y'all, this is a whole new animal. This is a team you hadn't beat since 2011. This is an SEC opponent. This is Jerry's world. There is if you thought the Texas game was big, this brings it up to a whole new level. And I know the rivalry may be more intense between Arkansas and Texas, and you may hate Texas more. But when you look at the actual football game itself, not the optics, not everything else, Tommy, it's just you're playing a much more talented team, I think, in the Aggies than you are the Longhorns.
Yeah, it's amazing that sometimes we just forget that the more talented team wins. That sometimes talent level goes beyond coaching, goes beyond a lot of things. That if your X's are better than the O's, then a lot of times you have the edge in the game. Again, I'm expecting a tight game today. Vegas is expecting a tight game today. There is just a ton of history in this series that says we shouldn't have a game more than 10 points today.
And we'll talk about it more. We'll get into kind of looking ahead. We don't have a scoreboard update for you just yet because it's 9:42. But we'll kind of look ahead to the Bud Light updates, what's going on, not just across the SEC, but college football. As it's Arkansas Game Day live on ESPN Arkansas, hitthatline.com from Randall Ford.
You're listening to Arkansas Game Day live at Randall Ford, brought to you by Bud Light.
5500 Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith is the place to look for your next vehicle at Randall Ford. If you're in the market for a new F-150, if you're looking for an F-250, if you're looking for an F-150 Lariat, maybe you're looking for a Platinum, an STX, all the selection, all the savings. How about an F-250 with the Power Stroke? Big old bad boy toys, man. Looking for Raptors? We have those in stock. Are you looking for Bronco Sports? We also have those in stock. Come by, check out the selection. Hey, don't forget, if you're a little bit busy, of course, I know everybody's life is kind of hectic. You can always shop us online 24/7 at randallford.com. We want to see your smiling face. So stop in and see us. Let us save you some money. It's fall in the River Valley. The temperatures may be getting cooler, but the deals continue to be hot today, my friends, at Randall Ford. Fourth oldest Ford dealership in America. We want your business. Stop in and see us today.
This is Arkansas Game Day.
If you're headed out to the tailgate this weekend, make sure you can watch all the games with a Playmaker from World of Wireless, the easy-to-use, portable satellite system.
Call WOW now, 877-305-DISH. That's 877-305-3474 in the River Valley. Serving your hometown satellite, tailgating, portable TV needs for 26 years now. But you got to give us a call or come by and see us right at the light next to Frank Rowe Furniture in Barling at our new location.
The Playmaker's easy. It weighs 8 pounds. You don't have to point it any direction. You set it out, give it clear line of sight. It will line up all the satellites for you.
Yes, and you can change channels easy, and it's high definition. You get all your local channels with it also, all your ESPNs or whatever you have in your package. Add it to your account, start a new account, or upgrade into it.
And the Playmaker Duo can power 2 TVs at one time as well. Ask about that when you call World of Wireless. Get ready for the weekend at World of Wireless with a Playmaker, 877-305-DISH. That's 877-305-3474.
For more than 80 years, Forest Grin Inc. has been building the foundations of the River Valley and beyond. Forest Grin, a destination point for men and women with a drive to toward excellence, is now hiring experienced dump truck drivers. CDL Class A or B license with medical card is required. Apply now from any mobile device at ForestGrinInc.com, a heritage company and a premier employer. Forest Grin offers top wages and benefits. Apply today at ForestGrinInc.com. Become part of the Forest Grin legacy. Apply now on any device at ForestGrinInc.com. Forest Grin Incorporated is an equal opportunity employer.
Jerry Roller Insurance Agency, your #1 Arkansas fan, is an independent insurance agency representing many different companies for all your insurance needs. All carriers are carefully selected in order to provide you with the best level of service, price, and coverage. Through careful assessment of all your insurance needs, Jerry Roller Insurance Agency puts together the winning plan that fits you best. For a positive overall experience, call Jerry Roller Insurance Agency today at 479-785-5555 or check them out online at jerryroller.com. Dedicated to providing you with the best coverage at competitive prices. The Jerry Roller Insurance Agency, since 1981.
Are you in need of roofing repairs or maybe more? Construction Master Roofing, who has been under new management since 2019 with over 25 years of experience, is who you need to call. Estimates are free, and military, first responders, and medical workers receive 5% off. Construction Master Roofing guarantees their work, and the number you need to call is 648-8888 in the River Valley, and in Oklahoma, call 918-859-4714. Construction Master Roofing, the roofing company that cares and gets the job done.
There are lots of options when it comes to maintenance and repair on your vehicle. Choose the right one. Choose Phoenix Avenue Tire. Maintain and extend the life of your vehicle with oil changes, brakes, batteries, radiators, shocks, struts, alignments. They do it all with Phoenix Avenue Tire. Starters, belts and hoses, steering and suspension. Phoenix Avenue Tire will treat your car or truck like the major investment it is. And do it right the first time. Phoenix Avenue Tire, 1701 Phoenix Avenue, right by the tracks.
Champion Cycling, located at 5500 Massard Road, is a locally owned bike shop in Fort Smith that wants to help you find the joy in cycling that has been a part of their family for years. Their goal is to find the right bike for you, whether it's a road bike, mountain bike, or just a bike for leisure. Champion Cycling is totally stocked and has a large selection of bikes, including brands from Specialized, Pivot, and Look. Whether it's fixing a flat tire or a basic tune-up, their dependable service department is always ready to help. Stop by Champion Cycling today at 5500 Massard Road, and they will help you find your joy in cycling.
Are you ready for 33 Farm CBD? These guys are a seed-to-shelf locally owned company providing education and guidance on the beneficial products such as CBD, CBG, soft gels, topicals, oils, gummies, and vapes. It's the only place in town that doesn't have any THC in their CBD. All products are formulated for advanced absorption and are third-party tested. 2801 Old Greenwood Road, Suite 11 in Fort Smith, or online at 33supply.com.
ESPN 95.3.
You're listening to Arkansas Game Day live at Randall Ford, brought to you by Bud Light.
Here come the students. Oh, here come the students. They're coming from the south end, and this one has been a long time brewing.
Call or text the program at 877-377-6963.
All right, back on Arkansas Game Day, getting ready for Arkansas, Texas A&M, 2:30 this afternoon. We'll have all of the play-by-play with Chuck and Quinn coming up right here on ESPN Arkansas. Hey, we'll check the Bud Light scoreboard. There's no action till 11 this morning, but we'll check some of the games coming up around the country in a little bit. It's brought to you by Bud Light, brewed to be perfect from anywhere. There is fun, because when there's fun, there's a Bud Light there. Every bottle, can, and draft of Bud Light uses 4 simple high-quality ingredients to create a clean, crisp taste. Bud Light. Please drink responsibly. Ty, you back?
Yeah, I'm back
okay.
now.
Right.
So I was gonna let you talk. All right, so games today, Tommy. We'll start in the Southeastern Conference with the games. Arkansas once again finds itself with the best game of the day, the only ranked game in the SEC, the only other ranked game outside of what's going down in Soldier Field between Wisconsin and Notre Dame, which I'm going to have my eye on. But let's start with the Southeastern Conference before we get into some of the other games. Missouri, Boston College, 11 a.m. This one's up there in Boston, Tommy, in BC.
I'm sorry, I was answering the phone.
Oh, you're good. No worries. All right. So Missouri, Boston College. Missouri's favored by 1.5 going up to Boston College. This game's on ESPN2. A tight line for Connor Bazelak and company arriving up there. And I I don't have a great feel on this game. Any thoughts from you on it?
Because I don't know enough about Boston College. Do you have a good feel on Missouri yet at this point? I mean, kind of who they really are?
They lost, 38 or 35-28 to Kentucky either last week or 2 weeks ago, so they've already got one blemish in the Southeastern Conference.
Beat SEMO last week, which tells you nothing. Opened their season with Central Michigan, which doesn't tell you a lot. So I don't know that I have a feel based on one conference game with Kentucky about who – we're really seeing with Missouri. They play Tennessee, North Texas. I mean, think about this schedule right here for Missouri. Central Michigan, we mentioned, Kentucky, SEMO, Boston College, Tennessee, North Texas. That's all the way through October 9th before they play A&M. They're not going to play what I would call an above-average team till October the 16th. Then they have an open date, then Vanderbilt. They play Georgia and South Carolina and Florida. They only got like 4 average to above average teams on the schedule: A&M, Georgia, Florida, and Arkansas, at least as it sits today. That's pretty incredible.
Push it back a little bit.
I mean, when you get, but that's life in the East.
Yeah.
When you get Vanderbilt and Kentucky, and right now South Carolina guaranteed on your schedule, and it makes life a little easier than mix in a little SEMO and a little Central Michigan and North Texas to that, and there's your recipe for 8 or 9 wins.
2 other 11 a.m. games going on. This one that's on the SEC Network. Georgia traveling down to Vanderbilt. Georgia is a 35.5-point favorite over the Commodores. That'll be a blowout. LSU and Mississippi State. This one's tied. The Tigers are -2. They're 2-point favorites. No Derek Stingley Jr. Clay alerted us earlier this week that he will not be a go for this weekend. And if you remember, this game this past year opened up for LSU, and it looked bad. Over 600 passing yards given up to KJ Costello, and not ideal for for LSU and Ed Ogeron. I know they want to do revenge, and they got to go to Starkville this year. That game was in Baton Rouge this past season. We'll see what happens with there. Some other games on today. Georgia State taking on Auburn. That one's at 3 o'clock. Auburn is a 27.5-point favorite. Florida taking on Tennessee in the Swamp. The Gators, 14.5-point favorites in that one. Kentucky traveling to Columbia, South Carolina at 6 o'clock on ESPN2. Wildcats favored by 5.5. And then Alabama and Southern Miss rounded out in the SEC schedule. The Crimson Tide favored by 45 points, and I still don't know if that's going to be enough.
Yeah, exactly. Had enough budget there. So.
45. I know we've got a couple calls on hold. We're coming up on a break, so we will get to those calls as we kick off hour number 2, I guess the next part of Arkansas Game Day. What time is Clay going to join us, Tommy?
I believe in the right after 11 o'clock is what we've settled on.
Perfect. Is he was he driving from his house, or did he stay in the Dallas area last night?
He stayed in the Dallas area last night.
Okay, I got you. Oh, yeah, because him and G-Nan went to that, what did he call it?
It's called Oktoberfest.
Yeah, the Oktoberfest, and he wanted to. He was like, a few of y'all can come, but not all of y'all can come. He just wanted to make sure it wasn't too packed for those people that would be joining him out.
Saw him post something about fried Oreos this morning, so I'm guessing he's getting off a sugar high right now.
Okay, have you ever? I'm going to be honest, Tommy. I don't know if I've ever had a fried Oreo. Have you ever had one?
No, of course. I mean, have you never been to a state fair? Come on now.
I've had fried bacon and funnel cakes and corn dogs, but I don't think I've ever had a fried Oreo. I guess I need to check that off my list. But we'll kick off with some calls as we get into the 10 o'clock hour. So we're only, 4.5? Yeah, 4.5 hours from Arkansas, Texas A&M, kicking off at 2:30. Just a reminder here on hitthatline.com and ESPN Arkansas, as we're live from Randall Ford, 5500 Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith, the 4th oldest Ford dealership in the country. It's coming at you next.
5500 Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith. Randall Ford is the place to shop if you are in the market for a new F-150, if you're in the market for a Mustang, maybe you're looking for a quality check pre-owned vehicle. Randall Ford has several to choose from, my friends. If you're in the market for a half-ton truck, maybe you're looking for two-wheel drive. Maybe you're looking for a two-door two-wheel drive, just a work truck. If you're looking for a full-wheel drive, four-door, full-sized F-150, we have them in stock at Randall Ford. No matter what you're looking for, your budget, don't worry, we'll work with you. We'll find that payment that fits your needs and fits your family budget. You come see us. We've been doing this a long time, and when I say a long time, fourth oldest Ford dealership in America. How about those apples? Come see us. We're at 5500 Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith at Randall Ford. We're open. It's a beautiful fall weekend day, and we want your business. Hey, don't forget, if you can't make it out, you can always shop us online at randallford.com.
Lock in your price for the next 2 years. When you make the move to Dish right now, call 877-305-DISH. It's football season. Ben, you've had a lot of calls. People that have cut the cord, went streaming only, and they just don't like watching football that way. Come back to Dish now.
Guys, it's time. It's simple. Call 877-305-DISH. It's our local number. It's a toll-free number. It rings into our local store. We've been serving the River Valley for 26 years, a premier Dish retailer. It's football season. It's time to get back to watching TV with traditional satellite TV service so you can flip channels, recall channels, go to the next channel,
record games,
pause live TV, sports bar mode where you can watch 4 games at once with the hopper. It's just easier, and it's HD, and in some games in the future with bowl games, some of the NFL games, 4K. The Hopper 3 is 4K ready, but you got to call us, and we'll throw in a $100 Visa gift card this weekend before the game.
Also ask about the Playmaker system, the easy-to-use portable tailgating satellite system from World of Wireless. Call 877-305-DISH. That's 877-305-3474.
Hurry up, dude. The game's about to start.
Nothing beats spending the day watching the game with your buddies.
Dude, I'm literally right here. Let's do this.
Which is why a shelter insurance renter's policy is key to your winning game plan. It protects things your landlord's policy doesn't.
Dude, where's your TV?
What? No way, dude. Like that flat screen TV that just got stolen.
Ask Wade Gilkey in Fort Smith about Shelter's home insurance.
Doe's Eat Place, serving award-winning steaks, has now added lobster tail and salmon to the menu. You can also enjoy delicious appetizers along with your choice of drinks from the largest selection of wines, beer, and liquor in the River Valley. Doe's Eat Place is open Tuesday through Thursday 5 till 9 and Friday and Saturday 5 till 10. Reservations are recommended. Call 784-9111. That's 784-9111. Doe's Eat Place, 422 North 3rd Street, Fort Smith.
For 33 years, Manfield's Automotive Parts City Auto Parts has been trusted as your one-stop for all your vehicle needs. Get a great deal on a Superstart battery and any of the products you need for the do-it-yourself upkeep on your car or truck. When you need work done, Mansfield Automotive Parts City Auto Parts does everything from oil changes, brakes, alignments, diagnostic work, air conditioning, and more. Mansfield Automotive Parts City Auto Parts in downtown Mansfield is open 8 to 5:30 Monday through Friday and 8 to 1 on Saturdays.
Engine making a strange sound? Brakes squeaking or grinding? Time for an oil change or tire rotation? Let the Wizard work his magic on your vehicle. The Wizard's Auto at 8507 Highway 271 South in Fort Smith does all engine repair, services heating and cooling systems, and does all brake jobs including rotors. The Wizard's oil change includes a check of all filters, fluids, brakes, and leaks, and they will vacuum the front of your vehicle. The Wizard's Auto, working magic for your vehicle Monday through Friday 8 till 5 and Saturdays 8 till noon.
Hi, this is Melissa with True Grit Running Company. Each day we see familiar faces who have supported us from the beginning because they see the benefits of an active lifestyle. We're also always meeting new customers who are taking their first steps towards making running or walking a part of daily life. We have the opportunity to share in their successes and help them achieve their goals. The people of Fort Smith and the River Valley are why we believe we were voted one of the best running stores in America. Visit us and see how we can help you. True Grit Running Company, 6808 Rogers Avenue, Suite B, behind Chick-fil-A.
Don't drop the ball. Talk to your doctor about prostate health today. A man has a 1 in 7 chance of developing prostate cancer in his lifetime. It's the second leading cause of cancer-related death in Arkansas men. Catch it early. It doesn't have to knock you down. Join the Arkansas Prostate Cancer Foundation and their partners for free health education screenings for men ages 45 to 75. Go to arprostatecancer.org for a calendar of screening events near you. When it comes to prostate health, don't drop the ball.
Radio station.
KERX, Paris, Fort Smith, from the Bushlight Studios. This is ESPN 95.3.
This is Arkansas Game Day live at Randall Ford, 5500 Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith.
Green gets the call. He's got room inside the 25, inside the 20. Green's going to the house. Touchdown, Arkansas.
Arkansas Game Day is brought to you by Bud Light, the world's favorite light beer.
Kicked out of the air at the 20-yard line, inside the 15, down to the 14-yard line. Jake Urachek.
Call or text the program at 877-377-6963.
You're in the highlights as you come in this morning, and we really appreciate you listening, whether it's hitthatline.com, ESPN Arkansas, all over the place on the ESPN radio app, TuneIn, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. The great highlights from Texas. I want to plug some Texas A&M highlights in here. I want to plug them all over the morning rush, halftime, Ruskin and Zach, because it was a great day that night a couple weeks ago, I guess 2 weeks ago. And, Tommy, this has potential for you to extinguish a losing streak and make it a great day in Dallas, Texas, Arlington, Texas, Little Rock, Arkansas, Fayetteville, Arkansas, Fort Smith, Arkansas, if you just get over the hump today.
I understand how emotionally invested you are in this particular team in this series, and this game has more weight to it than the Texas game. Now, for fans, I think if they got a choice, guaranteed win against Texas or Texas A&M, I think the majority of our state would have picked the win over Texas. But this game means more. It's an SEC game. I mean, you don't have to explain the reasons why it means more. The 9-game losing streak, you can go through a lot of reasons. Winning in Texas, in the Dallas metro area, and all the things that made boost for your recruiting. But you start first and foremost, this is the start of conference play. You ultimately are measured by failure or success by what's your conference record. And when you're trying to make decisions on how a coach is doing or not doing, you look at conference record a lot of times as an indicator. So while a lot of us are still in the afterglow of a win over Texas in a dominating fashion at home and a great crowd, this game today just means a lot more. And for fans, that's sometimes hard to look past because of the name on the front of the shirt, but this one's a big one today. And we don't view A&M the same way we view Texas in this state, but I believe A&M's a better program right now, and I don't think it's even close.
More than welcome to hop in here, 877-377-6963. Tommy got a text in here from Pilot Mike and Pilot Mike from Tulsa. He says, have yourself a screwed mule, kick back and watch the Aggie fans change their channel on the microwave that they're watching. And he gives us the screwed mule recipe. 2 shots of Tito's, a lime, 1 can of ginger beer, and OJ, and you need a 32-ounce Yeti mug for this big boy drink. If you're made, do you like this, you or Laura, like Moscow mules?
I have not. I've been around, those that have had it. I'll be honest. I've never tried a Moscow mule. So
they're very good. I would. What do you got in the fridge today? Land Sharks or what's stacked up?
Oh, we'll have some Mick Ultras and maybe a couple vodkas before the day's over. So
I think I'm gonna get some buffalo wings today. I think, you know what, Tommy, I'm just gonna do it for you. I'm gonna get blue cheese and ranch because the place I'm going to in Kansas City has homemade blue cheese, and the person I'm going with says if you don't get it, I'm leaving. So just for you, Tommy, I'm gonna try some of this homemade blue cheese. I'm gonna have ranch.
Why
with
are you
it.
getting the ranch then? I mean, is that for the fries or I mean I don't understand what you need the ranch for at all. But
you just have both. What's the problem with both?
It's excessive. It's unnecessary. So.
It's football Saturday, man.
It's a flagrant violation of good wings.
The more
put ranch on them.
The more excessive, the better on Saturdays. We've got Cody texting in via YouTube. He says he's watching national pregame shows, and they've got Arkansas has the media's full attention, and I've listened to a lot of different people lately talk college football, and you just brought up how pivotal of a game this is, and I think people across the United States that cover this sport recognize how big this is for Sam Pittman's program, because here's the deal. This is just blunt. This is honest. This is open. We can talk about rebuilding a program all you want, and Coach Sam Pittman has done that to this point. We've seen it with our own 2 eyes, and I still don't know what Chad Morris was doing. But you cannot be fully rebuilt as an Arkansas football program until you beat Texas A&M. Now, if you I don't know how you'd somehow beat Alabama and lose to A&M in the same year, but you have got to find a way to beat these SOBs in College Station. You are not if you have a double-digit winning streak, regardless of how many of those are on Coach Pittman's watch or not, you're not a fully rebuilt football team. And I'm not saying he has to be fully rebuilt after year 2, but this just goes to show you the fact that this game is as close as it is, and it has been. They've got a great opportunity, these young men in front of them today.
Yes, and I tend to agree with you. I mean, you're not fully rebuilt until I think you win maybe a couple of these, and you find a way to finish third or fourth in this division. I don't think you have to win the division to say you're back. I mean, ultimately, that's got to be the goal, is to finish at the top of the West and then see what happens, because that's where you were a little over 15 years ago. Now I know that was pre-Saban in this division in 2006, but that's what you're building back to. And then you saw some of the better teams in your lifetime for sure in 10 and 11, and you still weren't good enough to get in that top 2 echelon or to win the West at least. I guess got to second once and got to a Sugar Bowl, but you're capable of doing great things even if you can't get around Bama. Even in a year where Bama and LSU are 1-2, you saw great things out of this program. So you can be nationally elite even though you have some other elite programs in your own division. We've seen it before. And for more than a decade right now, or going on right at a decade, Arkansas has not been the same since 2012. So, yeah, I think to fully rebuild yourself, this is one major step in that process.
Jody and Harrison texts in. He says, if Texas A&M loses today, they can forget the college football playoff. I'm going to be honest, nothing about Texas. And I say that, this has been a weird year. And I think a lot of it has to do with some of the veteran teams in college football like Arkansas, where Clemson, Ohio State, Alabama, and some of the others are traditionally just having so much more talent. But, Tommy, we've seen so many teams across college football stockpile with guys like Arkansas has with 18 or 19 starters back. I forget which one. And that's an inherent advantage that they and other programs have, where they could bring guys back that maybe aren't the most talented compared to the Blue Bloods, but they've just got this innate, like, experience with them, and that's going to help. That's why this Arkansas game to me is so intriguing, is because of how, I mean, you look at the offensive line for Texas A&M, it's either like 3 or 4 new starters, and we know that Arkansas has so many veterans, not just in the starters, but on defense, and that's why these matchups in college football have been so spectacular so far this season. Alabama going down to the wire for it, because there's so much experience still inside college football, like you've talked about.
Yeah, and for Arkansas, I think that's the reason you're in this spot today, is you got so many veteran leaders on your team that otherwise, without the COVID year, Grant Morgan's not there, Myron Cunningham's not back, Bumper Pool. I mean, you could go down a list of players, Ty Clary, who you may be depending on supremely at center today, and is going to be in the mix regardless whether he starts at center or some other spot along the line or comes off the bench like we've seen. So, I mean, you've got critical players here, and you saw last year the transfer portal have its effect with Felipe Franks. So, yeah, Arkansas is built around veteran players, and I think that's why. You were talking earlier about the national media starting to jump on. I think they believe in Sam Pittman, but then you start adding in some factors like all these veterans and returning starters and sixth-year players. This has a chance to I think, really take off today. And this would be, you've kind of gotten to full speed on the runway. This would kind of be liftoff, in my opinion, today, a win over A&M.
Yeah, and it's awesome that you beat Texas. And trust me, there was a lot of people in this state that were excited about that. But now I'm almost seeing people questioning if that's even not to say it wasn't a big win, not in the state of Arkansas, but people are still wondering how good of a football team Texas is. And we'll see how good of a football team A&M is. But this win, I mean, you get 2 top 15. You get 1 top 15 and 1 top 10 win 2 weeks into the season against 2 Texas schools. I mean, we heard from Pittman earlier this week, Tommy. He's been hearing from Texas kids all over the place of how awesome it was to see them beat just the brains out of Texas. And if you added an A&M bashing today, you think when Sam Pittman picks up the phone on Sunday and is talking to Joe Blow in Dallas, Texas, 4-star wide receiver, hey, did you watch what we did to those fellows in College Station and Austin? Well, sure, Coach, I did. And it's like, well, when do you want to commit? Tomorrow. I mean, like that is a big deal for recruiting kids in Texas right now. It's seeing just beat the tar out of them.
And a lot of the kids they're on and talking to right now are 23s, class of 23s. A few 22s are left in there, but I mean, 22 class. I don't say it's done, but a lot of the hay is in the barn on it. I mean, the influence you want to have today is the 23s, the 24s. And I don't know if a win today is going to ultimately seal a deal for someone that's in the 24, 25 class. But, hey, tell me, I'll sit back and listen. Tell me how winning never hurts. So, go win today. It's always good for recruiting. And to say that you beat 3 teams in the state of Texas this year, yeah, that's something to beat your chest about, no doubt.
You're welcome to hop in here again, 877-377-6963. We're live here from Randall Ford, 5500 Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith, where they have all new Ford F-150s in stock, including the Super Duties. Plus, if you're looking for a tailgate vehicle, look no further than the all-new Bronco. It is here on site. Come check it out. Again, Randall Ford is the 4th oldest Ford dealership in the country. They've been serving not just the River Valley, but all of Arkansas and surrounding areas since 1908. Come on by and see us. We're at 5500 Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith, live on Arkansas Game Day.
You're listening to Arkansas Game Day live at Randall Ford, brought to you by Bud Light.
It's fall in the River Valley, and that means cooler temperatures in the morning, pleasant temperatures in the afternoon. One of the other things you can count on in the fall, the red-hot deals continue at Randall Ford, 5500 Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith. If you're looking for a new F-150, if you're looking for new Mustangs, if you're looking for quality check pre-owned vehicles, the place to stop is 5500 Rogers Avenue at Randall Ford. 4th oldest Ford dealership in America, my friend, right here in your own backyard. Stop in and see us today.
To some, that may just sound like ice hitting heavy-duty plastic. But to a Bud Light legend, it's a signal that says it's time. Time to dust off the barbecue tongs and load up the cooler with 37 Bud Lights and an assortment of dips. Because it's time to take back all the fun we've missed. Welcome back, Bud Light legends. Let's take summer by the coolers. Cooler up at BudLightLegends.com. Enjoy responsibly. 2021 AB Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
This is Arkansas Game Day.
Hey, back again with our good friends at World of Wireless. Call 877-305-DISH. If you cut the cord in the last year or two and now football season's back and you can't switch between games, you don't enjoy the experience as much, Ben, you can get DISH in your home for as low as $80 a month.
Get back to traditional TV where you can watch all your sports, have picture-in-a-picture going, and with the Hopper, you can have 4 games at once on your big screen, by the way.
And a full DVR capability, too.
Full DVR recording, instant replay on your own. The main thing is you got to call us at World of Wireless, 877-305-DISH. Less than $80 a month gets you 3 TVs. You don't have to worry. And all 3 TVs are sharing the same recordings. Traditional satellite TV is more affordable than ever. Your price is guaranteed for 2 years, and it's just easier to watch sports. So get back to watching sports the way you like it, changing those channels, talking to your remote, telling you to find this game, find that game on your remote. It finds your games for you.
It's better than streaming, and it's at a low cost right now with DISH and World of Wireless, and lock it in for 2 years. 877-305-DISH for World of Wireless.
Bro, your fridge is empty. You need to make a beer run.
No, bro. I just ordered my beer from Sodi's on their new app. They're bringing the beer to me.
Yeah! Your favorite store for wine, beer, and spirits now offers delivery in the Fort Smith area. Order online at mysodis.com or on the Sodi's app. Must be 21 or older and show ID upon delivery. Experience different at Sodi's Wine and Spirits off I-540 on Phoenix Avenue.
Hurry up, dude. The game's about to start.
Nothing beats spending the day watching the game with your buddies.
Dude, I'm literally right here. Let's do this.
Which is why a shelter insurance renter's policy is key to your winning game plan. It protects things your landlord's policy doesn't.
Dude, where's your TV? What? No way, dude.
Like that flat screen TV that just got stolen.
Ask Wade Gilkey in Fort Smith about Shelter's home insurance.
Where can you get an SEC breakfast burrito? SEC! Or a Jack or Hammer sandwich? Or a Moo Pig burger? Moo Pig Suey! You can get all this and more at Black Dog Meat Company in Booneville. Black Dog Meat Company is a fantastic family-owned restaurant serving some of the best breakfast burritos, sandwiches, burgers, beef jerky, and farm-raised Iowa Black Angus beef steaks in the River Valley. Find Black Dog Meat Company's menu, daily specials, and more on Facebook. No black lives were harmed in the making of this food.
Hi, this is Lindsay White with White Office Machines. For over 90 years, my family's been serving the greater Fort Smith region with the image industry's newest technologies, as well as providing superior customer service through long-term business relationships. As the area's only authorized Kyocera document solutions dealer, White Office Machines provides the best value with high-speed copiers and the latest multifunction printers. Stop by our office in downtown Fort Smith or in Russellville. Follow us on Facebook or go to whiteoffice.com.
White Office Machines since 1929.
Winter is just around the corner. At AOG, we realize some customers are facing new challenges because of the pandemic. We're here to help. Our customer service team can offer payment options or direct you to utility payment assistance agencies in your area for help. Please call us at 1-800-842-5690 or visit AOGC.com. Thank you for being a valued AOG customer. We're all in this together.
Late breaking news. Central Hydraulics has teamed up with Wacker Neuson to meet your ever-growing equipment needs. Wacker Neuson offers loaders, excavators, skid steers, telehandlers, and more. Central Hydraulics is also your Gates Hydraulic Hose Center. Stop by today at 6104 Highway 271 South in Fort Smith. Central Hydraulics, helping you move the world.
ESPN 95.3.
You're listening to Arkansas Game Day live at Randall Ford, brought to you by Bud Light.
Here come the students. Oh, here come the students. They're coming from the south end, and this one has been a long time brewing.
Call or text the program at 877-377-6963.
All right, we're live at Randall Ford, 5500 Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith. It's Arkansas Game Day. Stop by. Ty will be there till in the 11 o'clock hour. We're getting you ready for kickoff today at 2:30. We're back after the game tonight with all your Hog reaction presented by Game Day Lodge. So be sure to join us all throughout the day as we get ready for Arkansas and Texas A&M, the very first SEC game of the year. As Arkansas and A&M have had a long history, dating back to the Southwest Conference, but 9 straight in this series for A&M. And today, Ty, marks the start of SEC play for the Razorbacks.
Tommy, got a text in here from out of the 479. If Arkansas wins today, and I think we asked a similar question after the victory over the Texas Longhorns, does your outlook on the season change? And I think it had to have that night. And I think if they win today, you have to kind of change up your win total if they beat the Aggies, right? Because I'm going to.
Well, I mean, you still got a long. It's a win that I think some people had calculated in to their equation. I still think 9 is out of reach. I mean, maybe you move from 7 to 8 for some people. I'm still. I've been in the 6 or 7 win range from the get-go. So I don't know if I go from 7 to 8 today, but maybe I feel more comfortable with assuring 7 wins today. So.
Russ texted in. He says, I'll support the Razorbacks, Coach Sam Pittman, and these kids no matter what happens today. So even if they lose today, we have to remind ourselves that this is a really good football team. I know it's been excruciatingly painful these last years losing to the Aggies. But, I mean, Tommy, I think something you said yesterday, I mean, this is not going to be a cakewalk at 2:30. This is a
yeah. That's just the feeling I get, Ty. I mean, we have yet to take a call that anyone really thought this was anything other than in the bag. I mean, and I'm not saying that's what the team thinks. I'm just saying the fan reaction and us putting our finger, on the pulse of the fan base, so to speak, weekday mornings from 6 to 9. There is no sense at all from the people we're talking to that it feels like Arkansas is not going to win this football game. And it's one thing to be confident, but I've cautioned against overconfidence, and we need to understand that you aren't playing a top 10 team today. So there's nothing guaranteed about today at all. You could play a great football game, not turn it over, still rush for 200-plus yards, pass for 200 yards, and lose the football game. We get that, right? I mean, you could play good and still lose today. So
we've seen it over and over in the series.
Understand your opponent today. I hope Arkansas wins. I picked Arkansas to win. But understand, that number 7 by A&M's name is there for a reason. Now, A&M hadn't really proven it. Colorado's the best named team they played. They're not tested. They're on their number 2 quarterback. There's a lot of reasons to doubt A&M, and I get that. This is their biggest test. They understand Arkansas is playing better than in the previous 5 seasons, but nothing's guaranteed about today. And I get the sense from a lot of people, just the reactions. You've read the text. You've read the social media reaction. It's a lot of fan reaction. We need to pump the brakes a little bit on that and have some logical thought. And logic and being a fan, it's squares and circles. It's oil and water. They don't go together. It's cats and dogs.
Braley texts in. He says, no, both defenses are good, but let's say they don't show up. Could y'all see a lot of points scored in a 48-35 Hog win? One thing we know about this series is anything can happen, regardless of what it looks like offensively or defensively for the Arkansas Razorbacks and the Texas A&M Aggies. It is just all over the place, and that can be good. That can be bad. And I don't really know, if you look at this football game, y'all, I don't really know what kind of game you want. Do you want it to be high scoring? Do you want it to be low scoring? I know you want to run the football, and I know you want to stymie them on defense, but if you had to pick one or the other, Tommy, which one are you going with?
I think I want to always trust my defense first. I mean, they're still going to determine the winner on points, so I think if I can limit the other team to from scoring, I'll go there, because Arkansas is going to have to run the football. This isn't – I don't think, running the football and explosive, high-scoring, we may see that today. I'd like to be proven wrong, but running is typically more methodical, right? You go down the field, 8, 10, 12 plays, you get your 75 yards. Now, it doesn't always work that way. You can bust one free, as we know, but Ty, we know Arkansas is going to depend on the run and not the pass more often than not throughout this season, and not just today. So I think I'm going to rely on my defense first, because I think that's the way Arkansas is going to win some games this year.
And you want to grind it out. You want to make Texas A&M wilt in the third and fourth quarter, where their just energy is depleted, and you've done so well, and you've just pushed them over and over. And I don't think anyone expects the levees to break in the first quarter of this football game, for either football team, of that matter. If it gets down to it, and if A&M's ahead or Arkansas's ahead, I mean, I think we've headed into a lot of games this past year and a fourth, because that's basically where we are with this or a year and a third, I guess, because it's the fourth game, with the idea that all the pressure is on the opposing team that Arkansas plays, as long as they're the better football team. I think this is a little different, just because the monkey's still on Arkansas's back against the Aggies. Like, you still have not been able to find a way to beat this team. When you could say, well, Ty, A&M's better. And they've been better and so on. But I just think the fact that Arkansas has not found a way to beat the team, they're in a different situation they have been in years past. And when it comes to competing against better, just with Texas A&M. And I guess you could throw Alabama in there, since you hadn't beat them when Nick Saban arrived. But that's just kind of the feeling, Tommy, I get about this football game.
Now, you kind of ask an interesting question. Let me rephrase. You didn't really go right at it, but who is the pressure more on today? The team that's number 7 in the country, that's trying to prove they belong in the conversation with Alabama? An A&M who's got a national championship trophy just awaiting a year to be put on it? Or is it Arkansas, who's trying to dig out of the abyss today, who's lost 9 straight in this series, who has from a national perspective, an unproven head coach who could really make a real statement today with a win against a top 10 team. He's already got a win against a number 15 team with Texas. Who is the pressure more on today?
Can I divide it and say that more pressure's on the coach and Jimbo Fisher, and more pressure's on the team in Arkansas? Can I split the difference? Because I don't think Sam Pittman himself has
I need an answer.
Pressure.
I need a real answer.
Well, I think it's split right down the middle, because Texas A&M is the team that's favored, and if they lose this game, they're certainly out of the college football playoff.
Take a stand.
Picture.
Take a stand. Pick
you
one.
Pick then.
Pick
big
one.
Guy.
Well, I think the pressure's on A&M more, right?
Okay.
Because if you lose to Arkansas, there's still that stigma to some degree. I think the media's turning the corner with this program, but there's still that stigma that Arkansas has been a bottom feeder in the SEC, and losing to Arkansas has a stigma, kind of like we've always thought about losing to Vanderbilt or losing to Kentucky. While it may not be true in that individual year, outside of our state, that's the conversation about this team.
Yeah,
you're the number 7 team in the country. You're trying, and yes, you got the built-in excuse, if you will, of it with your quarterback situation, but I think when you're paying a coach what he's being paid and what this program's expectations are, what their ranking is, I think the pressure, while there is pressure in both situations, I think it clearly resides to me with A&M today. It's a bigger deal for them to lose than it is if Arkansas loses. It's 10 in a row, and that sucks. But you lost to a top 10 team too. So
let's go to the phone line and see what Cody in Bentonville thinks. Cody, which team has more pressure on themselves today?
Oh man, it's without a doubt Jimbo Fisher. Check this out. I was listening to what y'all were saying, and I looked this up because I really didn't put any consideration into A&M's quarterback. I was worried about our offensive lineman being out. Man, so I think not only is their quarterback play sketchy, but at the same time, I think people are starting to figure out Jimbo. Listen to these statistics quarterback-wise or passing-wise. Kent State, Colorado, and New Mexico, not one game did they complete over 60% passing. Colorado was 47.4%. And then you look at the quarterback rating for this backup quarterback, 58.9 overall. Completion percentage is 51.4. I don't think it's so much play. I think the pressure's on Jimbo Fisher. I think this year there's been defenses that have kind of figured out his scheme overall. They've got speed, but if he's having trouble with, who did I just say, Kent State, Colorado, and New Mexico, Barry Odom's going to light him up. That's why we're so confident, and that's why I think I'm really not worried at this point in the day. As confident as that sounds, I'm really not. But
you don't
have a good one.
You don't seem to, Cody, real quick, you don't seem to subscribe to my thought of overconfidence then.
I mean, I am, Tommy, but I feel like it's justified.
Okay. Well, we'll see if the Hogs can back it up. Hey, this state, if you root for the show, Ty, and we always do, the best thing only two things that could happen today. You be wrong about Mark Curls and he officiate the game, and there be a blunder created by Mark Curls. That would light the phones up. So I don't really want that. But what I do want that we'd go crazy is Arkansas do to A&M what they did to Texas. You talk about rooting for the show and getting the fan base stoked. I mean, can you think of a better scenario than that to happen? Than Arkansas just pummel A&M?
Beating them? Nah, I mean, I know that you listen.
I don't think that's likely. I mean, this series doesn't say that's the likely outcome for either team. But, I mean, if you're rooting for the show, I mean, I think there's a lot of people like Cody that feel like you look at what A&M's done or not done so far this year, that's somewhere in the bag there.
And I know that's a Derek Ruskin favorite phrase, root for the show. Tommy, I don't root for the show. I just root for him to win.
Well, you
I don't
should
care
root
if
for the
it's
show. It makes our job easier. So.
I don't care. I don't care if it's a big win. I don't care if it's one. I just want him to win. Now, if it's a better win, that's fine. But I mean, sometimes rooting for the show would be Arkansas to go and get clobbered by a whatever because we'd have calls out there, and that wouldn't be. I mean, I don't subscribe to that theory. I root for them to win every game. I like the idea that I should be
rooting. We're talking about how it comes about today. So.
Well, when Ruskin says root for the show, I sometimes think that he would rather them lose to a team they're much lesser than they. Like he would have loved them to see them lose to Georgia Southern this last week because it would have been a wild week of shows and it would have been good for the shows. But I don't subscribe to that theory at all. I root for this team to win every game, regardless of sport. I don't. This idea you root for the show. Trust me, I love calls and I love texts, but I'd rather them just win every game. Period. End of story.
Okay.
Are we going to take a call?
That's it. We don't have any more. They just all hung up. So you weren't rooting for the show, so they hung up. So I just think that outcome today would, if you could get Arkansas to just physically manhandle A&M, and I think we're going to find out a lot about Arkansas. I've been on this all week about running the football. That starts with being physical up front. So, I just think it's going to be interesting to see the reaction of that played out. But I don't think Arkansas or A&M's going. I don't think either one's going to run over the other today. So.
I think it's going to be a close game. I'm with you. All right, we're live here from Randall Ford, 5500 Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith, where they have new Ford F-150s in stock. They have new Super Duties in stock. Again, it's the fourth oldest Ford dealership in the country. Stop on by and see us again, 5500 Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith. Come check out this new Bronco. It is an unbelievable tailgating vehicle. We still got Arkansas games. I know it's a while till they come back to Fayetteville. You got Auburn coming up, but you still got tailgating season left. You got Little Rock against UAPB. You got some games left, so make sure you stop on by here at 5500 Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith at Randall Ford. Clay Henry set to join us in about 30 or so minutes. Your calls and texts are welcome again as well at 877-377-6963. Keeping it going on Arkansas Game Day.
You're listening to Arkansas Game Day live at Randall Ford, brought to you by Bud Light.
Jerry Roller Insurance Agency, your #1 Arkansas fan, is an independent insurance agency representing many different companies for all your insurance needs. All carriers are carefully selected in order to provide you with the best level of service, price, and coverage. Through careful assessment of all your insurance needs, Jerry Roller Insurance Agency puts together the winning plan that fits you best. For a positive overall experience, call Jerry Roller Insurance Agency today at 479-785-5555 or check them out online at jerryroller.com. Dedicated to providing you with the best coverage at competitive prices. The Jerry Roller Insurance Agency, since 1981.
If you're headed out to the tailgate this weekend, make sure you can watch all the games with a Playmaker from World of Wireless, the easy-to-use, portable satellite system.
Call WOW now, 877-305-DISH. That's 877-305-3474 in the River Valley. Serving your hometown satellite, tailgating, portable TV needs for 26 years now. But you got to give us a call or come by and see us right at the light next to Frank Rowe Furniture in Barling at our new location.
The Playmaker's easy. It weighs 8 pounds. You don't have to point it any direction. You set it out, give it clear line of sight. It will line up all the satellites for you.
Yes, and you can change channels easy, and it's high definition. You get all your local channels with it also, all your ESPNs or whatever you have in your package. Add it to your account, start a new account, or upgrade into it.
And the Playmaker Duo can power 2 TVs at one time as well. Ask about that when you call World of Wireless. Get ready for the weekend at World of Wireless with a Playmaker, 877-305-DISH. That's 877-305-3474.
I have so many things that need to be done around the house, like fixing the gate on my fence, painting the front door, and that's just a start. I'm not the best DIY person or even have enough time if I were.
Call Peyton Bullington at Top Notch Roofing and Construction.
Well, isn't that...
I know what you're going to say, but Top Notch does it all. They service both commercial and residential clients with roofing, siding, windows, gutters, fencing, and remodeling. But they also have a crew that specializes in those honeydew jobs piling up at home.
Thanks, man. I'm calling Top Notch Roofing today.
Top Notch. Everything from roofing to honeydews. Call them today.
Bro, your fridge is empty. You need to make a beer run.
Nah, bro. I just ordered my beer from Sodies on their new app. They're bringing the beer to me.
Yeah! Your favorite store for wine, beer, and spirits now offers delivery in the Fort Smith area. Order online at mysodies.com or on the Sodies app. Must be 21 or older and show ID upon delivery. Experience different at Sodies Wine and Spirits off I-540 on Phoenix Avenue.
Are you ready for 33 Farm CBD? These guys are a seed-to-shelf locally owned company providing education and guidance on the beneficial products such as CBD, CBG, soft gels, topicals, oils, gummies, and vapes. It's the only place in town that doesn't have any THC in their CBD. All products are formulated for advanced absorption and are third-party tested. 2801 Old Greenwood Road, Suite 11 in Fort Smith, or online at 33supply.com.
September is here, and at Frank Rowe Furniture, it's time to sell. Everything's on sale. Made in the USA furniture, family owned, and serviced after the sale. Also, we have in-store no credit check financing. I want you to remember one name, Frank Rowe Furniture. Located at 405 4th Street in Barling, Arkansas, or check us out on Facebook. Frank Rowe Furniture. Best seats in the house.
Hurry up, dude. The game's about to start.
Nothing beats spending the day watching the game with your buddies.
Dude, I'm literally right here. Let's do this.
Which is why a shelter insurance renter's policy is key to your winning game plan. It protects things your landlord's policy doesn't.
Dude, where's your TV?
What? Oh, no way, dude.
Like that flat screen TV that just got stolen.
Ask Wade Gilkey in Fort Smith about Shelter's home insurance.
ESPN 95.3.
You're listening to Arkansas Game Day live at Randall Ford, brought to you by Bud Light.
Here come the students. Oh, here come the students. They're coming from the south end, and this one has been a long time brewing.
Call or text the program at 877-377-6963.
All right, back here from Randall Ford, 5500 Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith. Still a lot to talk about with this Arkansas-Texas A&M game. We've got an hour left here of Arkansas game day, and it's a perfect time to talk with our buddy Jordan here at Randall Ford. Now, Jordan, I know there's a lot of hype heading into this football game. It's one of only 2 ranked games today, which you think about the slate. 11 a.m., Wisconsin, Notre Dame, and Soldier Field, and then Arkansas, Texas A&M, so no ranked primetime games tonight. It's a little weird.
It's a little bit different. That 2:30 Arkansas game is going to be pretty special.
I'm excited about it. All right, so tell us, speaking of special, why don't you, I feel like I've tree-topped it a little bit, kind of go into the specifics on what makes this Ford Bronco special.
Man, it is just all the different abilities this thing has, whether you're just driving down the highway, the comfort that you're going to have there, to the ultimate off-road package. I mean, these things can perform any climate, any terrain, whatever you need, it's there available for you.
I'm excited to hopefully get my hands on one of these, see if Tommy will let me expense it at some point. Now, you guys have also the best-selling truck in the industry, the Ford F-150. You got new ones, Super Duties, all jacked up, and it's not just 1 or 2 colors. I mean, I'm seeing them all over the lot here. Got a family out there that's checking out one now. Why is a Ford F-150 the most dependable truck on the roads?
It's pure quality, man. You get in the vehicle, you know that, hey, I'm driving something that's sound, that's sturdy, that we don't have to worry about. And Ford's proud of the product. That's a big reason. And
you guys are proud of your facility here. You've been around since 1908. When people hear the 4th oldest, they think, 4th oldest in Arkansas. No. 4th oldest in the country. That's a pretty incredible statistic right there.
Absolutely. When you start thinking about the number of dealers that are nationwide, and here in Fort Smith, Arkansas, we have the 4th oldest Ford dealer in the country. It's a pretty special deal.
Tell me about this Maverick, and tell our audience about this Maverick a little bit. I know you've showed me pictures here and there, but what does our audience need to know about why this could be their next vehicle?
The Maverick is just so versatile. Whether you drive around in town and you need to get that great gas mileage right on the highway, or you just need to have a DIY, the do-it-yourself project that you need to get done. You've got that bed, so it just brings so much versatility to each and every person.
Well, Jordan, thanks for sharing a little bit with our audience today. Again, we're live from Randall Ford, 5500 Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith, and hopefully the Hogs get it done today against the Aggies.
There you go.
Good stuff from Jordan as always. All right, Tommy, so we've got this game coming up today, and you were talking about media and Arkansas. College Gameday did a feature on the Razorbacks. They just put it out on social media, and I know that Kurt Herbstreit and so many others are starting to buy into what Sam Pittman's doing. And I mean, if they win today, the buy-in, it's going to be hard to slow down the train anytime soon.
No, that's why that's one of the things in the balance today. That's one of the dividends of a victory today. I mean, A&M's got buy-in, but Arkansas, I think that a lot bought in following the Texas win. There'd be the rest that are kind of waiting to see, or the ones that are waiting to say, "Aha, I told you so." Would maybe come closer to this. So yeah, there's a lot at stake here. So
yeah, no, there's a lot on the line, and Arkansas has it. Let's go to the phone lines. Welcome in Zach, who's in Paragould this afternoon. Zach, you are on Arkansas Game Day live from Randall Ford.
Hey guys, doesn't it feel great to be excited for Saturday again?
I couldn't agree more, man.
Hey, I don't know if y'all have talked about it today, but I wanted to point out a couple things about how Texas A&M ranked 87th in rushing defense, and Arkansas was ranked like 8th in rushing offense. I think that's a pretty clear-cut picture of how this game's going to go down today. I didn't realize it, but A&M is ranked number 1 in passing defense. I wonder if y'all kind of break that down. And I know we can't run the ball the whole entire game. I wonder if y'all kind of break that down. Maybe what y'all think is going to happen going by those statistics. Thanks, guys.
All right, thanks, Zach. I mean, I think that's the ball game in a nutshell right there. Can Arkansas run the football? Even if A&M brings safeties down in the box, even if they load up to stop the run, can you still do it? You bring up a good point there, Zach, with A&M's passing defense being efficient. Now, they haven't been tested against an SEC level team, and I'm not sure if Arkansas is really a passing offense tie at an SEC elite level at this point. Maybe they can prove otherwise today. I think the numbers from last week, and you point to to the passing game and to the numbers that they had last week with KJ, that I think they're a little bit inflated with that 91-yard screen pass that goes for a score. But I think isn't that the crux of it today? Can Arkansas line up and run the football against a team that's more or less unproven against the run at this level? And can Arkansas open up those holes in the middle to get it? I think they got the depth at running back. You've got a fifth running back with your quarterback that could get you 70 or 80 yards himself today. So that, to me, is where you win or lose the game.
Yeah, no, I think it's what Josh Pate said earlier this week, and we've talked about Arkansas, not just the fans, but the football team thinks that they're going to be able to run the ball in A&M, and A&M thinks that KJ Jefferson's going to have to beat them through the air in order to win this football game. So it's a meeting of values. It's the immovable object versus the unstoppable force, and I don't know which one you're putting and pinning down with the Arkansas offense and the Texas A&M defense. I just know one is going to be outlasted or defeated today. And Tommy, like you said, you hope you're the one that survives this football game.
The question mark, and we'll find out starting 1:30, 1:45 today, is where are you at personnel-wise up front? We know about Ricky Stromberg, your center's injury. We know about you just some problems with Gatlin and, across the line. And what's it going to look like up front? Stromberg being out, I think they trust Ty Clary there. His snaps were better last week. Where's the blocking out? But Clay pointed this out, and we're going to talk to Clay in about 20 minutes. The thing that you don't see, that doesn't show up in the box score when you change centers, and they've had a week to work on this, are all the calls. That center is the captain of that line to make sure everyone's got the blocking scheme right and their assignments for that play right. So that to me is the big deal that doesn't necessarily show up somewhere on the film even, is who's directing, who's orchestrating out there on the field for that offensive line. Stromberg's been that guy. If you change him out and he's not able to go today, how is that the factor?
It's like Coach Pittman said earlier this week, there's only two guys that touch the ball every snap on offense. That's the quarterback and the center, and people forget about the exchange sometimes until it goes awry, and that's the last thing you need is Arkansas's offense stumbling and fumbling just because of the center snap exchange, which I don't listen. I think Clay brought it up. Ty snaps have looked better, but I mean, Tommy, there's a reason that Ricky has started at that position because he's the better player, and there's also a reason that Ty came off the bench last week because there's guys in front of him that Coach Pittman and Coach Cody Kinney thinks that are better than him. So they're
But you need Ty Clary to win. I mean, and Ty Clary is a utility player that can play in really all three spots, and having a quality backup center, and I believe you got one with Ty Clary, is key to any team winning. Sam also talked about being down to his fifth or his sixth center he got down to one time. It's
fifth at North Carolina.
So I mean, it's you're right in pointing out that, hey, the play doesn't start without a snap, and hopefully the quarterback does touch it. If the center's really bad at his job, the quarterback may never touch it. So you've got to have the play get off without a hitch. And when there's just very few instances where the snap is bad and the play is good. Those things don't go well. So, I mean, it just doesn't happen very often. So it's key. But my point was the communication and the leadership from the center is paramount to an offensive line success. And I think Ty being around a guy that's got a number of years under his belt, he'll be able to handle it. I think the one thing you'd want to watch with him in there is where's his blocking at up front compared to what you had with Stromberg.
You're welcome to jump in here, 877-377-6963. We've talked about some SEC games to this point that are set to kick off at 11. Another game that kicks off the 11 is Wisconsin, Notre Dame in Soldier Field. We'll get into that and kind of a Bud Light scheduling scoreboard update coming up live here from Randall Ford.
You're listening to Arkansas Game Day live at Randall Ford, brought to you by Bud Light.
Checking in at 5500 Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith. I know the fall weather is here. People are enjoying the cooler temperatures in the morning, the cooler temperatures in the afternoon, but when it comes to hotter deals, Audrey, the deals are hot at Randall Ford.
Yeah, that's right, Jimmy. I mean, guys, we have everything you need. We've got used trucks. I've got new trucks, and they're actually here on the lot.
Now, wait a minute. Other dealerships are going to say, Yeah, we don't have any new trucks, but we'll show you a picture. You have brand new F-150s at Randall.
Yeah, that's right, guys. We have them here. Coming off the trucks, I've got new F-150s. I've got new Explorers. Guys, I've got the new inventory.
Do you have quality check pre-owned Raptors?
Oh, absolutely.
How about 250s, F-250s, F-350s?
Got them.
A little bit of everything. Audrey, appreciate you. All they got to do is come by and ask for you.
Yeah, that's right, guys. Come by, ask for me or anybody here, and we'll get you taken care of.
There you go. Fourth oldest Ford dealership in America, my friends. And hey, don't forget, if you can't make it out to Randall Ford, but you want to see their complete inventory, you can always shop us online 24/7 at randallford.com.
This is Arkansas Game Day.
Lock in your price for the next 2 years. When you make the move to Dish right now, call 877-305-DISH. It's football season. Ben, you've had a lot of calls. People that have cut the cord, went streaming only, and they just don't like watching football that way. Come back to Dish now.
Guys, it's time. It's simple. Call 877-305-DISH. It's our local number. It's a toll-free number. It rings into our local store. We've been serving the River Valley for 26 years, a premier Dish retailer. It's football season. It's time to get back to watching TV with traditional satellite TV service so you can flip channels, recall channels, go to the next channel,
record games,
yeah. Pause live TV, sports bar mode where you can watch 4 games at once with the hopper. It's just easier, and it's HD, and in some games in the future with bowl games, some of the NFL games, 4K. The Hopper 3 is 4K ready, but you got to call us, and we'll throw in a $100 Visa gift card this weekend before the game.
Also ask about the Playmaker system, the easy-to-use portable tailgating satellite system from World of Wireless. Call 877-305-DISH. That's 877-305-3474.
Messy leaks, stopped-up toilets and sinks, all of these can be a nightmare. This is Emily with Mr. Rooter Plumbing in Fort Smith. Did you know that when you call Mr. Rooter, you get real-time tracking so you know exactly when to expect us? We know you're busy, so we send a reminder, so scheduling with us is convenient. When you need plumbing, call Mr. Rooter in Fort Smith or book online at mrrooter.com. We're your neighborly company.
For more than 80 years, Forsgren Inc. has been building the foundations of the River Valley and beyond. Forsgren, a destination point for men and women with a drive toward excellence, is now hiring experienced concrete finishers and heavy equipment operators. Apply now from any mobile device at forsgreninc.com. Forsgren is a heritage company and a premier employer. Don't miss this opportunity to become part of the Forsgren legacy. Apply now from any device anywhere at forsgreninc.com. Forsgren Incorporated is an equal opportunity employer.
Whole Hog Cafe on Phoenix Avenue is now open 11 till 8 Monday through Saturday. Whole Hog Cafe has party packs for your watch party, tailgate party, business meetings, or lunch and dinner for the family. You will see a few new items on the menu to go along with the award-winning barbecue and sides. Whole Hog Cafe, Phoenix Avenue, offers online ordering at wholehogfortsmith.com, along with curbside and delivery service. Or come see us 11 till 8 Monday through Saturday. Follow Whole Hog Cafe on Facebook and Instagram for specials.
Hi, this is Melissa with True Grit Running Company. Each day we see familiar faces who have supported us from the beginning because they see the benefits of an active lifestyle. We're also always meeting new customers who are taking their first steps towards making running or walking a part of daily life. We have the opportunity to share in their successes and help them achieve their goals. The people of Fort Smith and the River Valley are why we believe we were voted one of the best running stores in America. Visit us and see how we can help you. True Grit Running Company, 6808 Rogers Avenue, Suite B, behind Chick-fil-A.
The Arkansas Prostate Cancer Foundation is reaching out to men and their families all across Arkansas. Know your stats. 1 in 9 men will be diagnosed with prostate cancer in his lifetime. Stay in the game. All men ages 45 to 75 should see a doctor to consider a screening for prostate cancer. Don't sit on the sideline. Prostate cancer is nearly 100% survivable if caught early. For more information, visit arprostatecancer.org.
Bro, your fridge is empty. You need to make a beer run.
Nah, bro. I just ordered my beer from Sodi's on their new app. They're bringing the beer to me.
Yeah! Your favorite store for wine, beer, and spirits now offers delivery in the Fort Smith area. Order online at mysodis.com or on the Sodi's app. Must be 21 or older and show ID upon delivery. Experience different at Sodi's Wine and Spirits off I-540 on Phoenix Avenue.
ESPN 95.3.
You're listening to Arkansas Game Day live at Randall Ford, brought to you by Bud Light.
Here come the students. Oh, here come the students. They're coming from the south end, and this one has been a long time brewing.
Call or text the program at 877-377-6963.
All right, 11 o'clock is approaching, and we've got Notre Dame and Wisconsin in Soldier Field, home of the Chicago Bears. Tommy, it might be a better game than any game on display with Chicago this year. I know they're still working through with Justin Fields as a rookie quarterback, the Andy Dalton situation. Justin will start on Sunday. Nothing but the best luck for Justin Fields, because I loved watching him play in college, and I hope he has success at the National Football League. But I know rookie quarterback situations do not always play out, but Wisconsin's favored in this one, and this is going to be a game that I know a lot of us are going to have our eyes on LSU and Mississippi State, but trust me, I'm going to be paying attention to every bit of I can with this game as well.
I've never rooted for Wisconsin harder. I mean, I'll just put it that way today. And Notre Dame, I mean, that Florida State game was exciting. Remember, I mean, it seems like a month ago now, well, because it's almost been a month ago that they were playing Florida State in that big primetime season opener. And, boy, does that overtime game leave you scratching your head a little bit, and they've had another close shave. So I don't know what to think about Notre Dame. They handled Purdue. This, to me, is going to tell you what you really have or don't have with Notre Dame today.
I'm with you, Tommy. This has just been a weird year in college football, right? Like, we thought that Ohio State and Clemson going from Trevor Lawrence to DJU, and then for Ohio State going from Justin Fields to C.J. Stroud, it's like, they'll transition. It'll be okay. It's 3 games in. They both have a loss. Now, albeit they both lost to really good football teams in Oregon and Georgia, but the transition has not been as seamless as we thought it would have been. And give credit to Mario Cristobal and Kirby Smart for the wins they've got. But I just wonder how, if the college football season, I think it's been pretty weird through 3 weeks as we're on week 4. I mean, do we have another 07 year in front of us where it's just no one has any idea who's going to play for the national championship game?
Do we have 4 one-loss teams in the college football playoff?
Yeah.
You know, could this be a year where you don't have 1 or 2 undefeated teams and then we're arguing over who are the best one-loss teams to fill in? I don't know. Is there a team out there, even Alabama, who I don't know if it was a close shave last week. I guess you had a chance to tie the game with a 2-point conversion. They had a sizable lead early, and then Florida ran the ball on them late. It's concerning if Alabama, but they're clearly the best team to this point. I think someone maybe gets Alabama this year. We'll see, but I don't think there's going to be no more than 2 undefeated teams when we get down to it at the end. I mean, it just feels like that's where we're headed at this point. I don't think we're going to have 3 or 4 undefeated conference champions.
Yeah.
Certainly with Ohio State and Clemson already out of that mix.
I kind of tend to think what you just said is going to end up being correct, where we'll have a lot more one-loss teams that we've had. Because you think about, let's go back, so that would have been Trevor's freshman year, so I think 3 years ago, where you had Clemson and Alabama undefeated in the national championship game. I just don't see how that's going to happen. Like, it's weird saying Alabama's beatable, but I think Florida showed you that they can be beaten, and they're going to improve, like you brought up earlier this week.
They'll get coaching.
There's some teams, like I think Oregon's beatable. Every top team in college football this year has a weakness that is more glaring than I think been in years past. So I'm kind of with you, man. I could see the college football playoff featuring a couple one-loss teams rather than undefeated.
And I think the veteran players at certain I don't know that Alabama really benefited from the extra year for their best players because their best players went to the NFL draft. So if you were in that program a 3rd or a 4th year and you were a starter at Bama, good chances are you could make 7-figure money at the next level. But Arkansas, you got players, and we've went through the list, and you start with Myron Cunningham, who, at your left tackle is a critical player, and Grant Morgan. We won't exhaust the list again, but, those players came back hoping to improve their draft status. So I think programs like Arkansas probably benefited more from that extra year than programs like Bama did, who probably didn't see the effect on it, and that's narrowed the gap to a degree with certain matchups.
Yeah, no, it's I think a good way to look at it. And Arkansas, being on kind of the side that you're talking about, has the advantage with older players, and you want to take advantage of that. Again, Texas A&M offensive line. Now I don't know. I need to check the status of this guy, but Tommy, I think they might be starting a freshman center today. And John Ridgway, like we heard him talking about Mickey D's earlier last week, he needs to eat some lunch. He needs to get hungry if he sees that little true freshman or redshirt freshman in front of him. Man, oh man, that could be a matchup that Arkansas could exploit.
All right, Clay Henry is already in the Dallas Metroplex area on his way to the stadium. We're going to talk to him coming up in a few minutes and get his thoughts as we're closing in on game time. 2:30 kickoff here, the game right here on ESPN Arkansas.
30 more minutes of Arkansas Game Day. Join us live from Randall Ford, presented by Bud Light. I can't wait to talk to Clay coming up in just a bit.
It's fall in the River Valley, and that means cooler temperatures in the morning, pleasant temperatures in the afternoon. One of the other things you can count on in the fall, the red-hot deals continue at Randall Ford, 5500 Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith. If you're looking for a new F-150, if you're looking for new Mustangs, if you're looking for quality check pre-owned vehicles, the place to stop is 5500 Rogers Avenue at Randall Ford. Fourth oldest Ford dealership in America, my friend, right here in your own backyard. Stop in and see us today.
The Gameday Lodge in Branson is the perfect place for corporate retreats, golf trips, and team building activities. You'll find 10 bedrooms with 19 beds for up to 28 guests, 9 bathrooms, 17 TVs, poker table, 2 kitchens, 2 laundry rooms, a fire pit, 2 gas grills, outdoor basketball court, a heated indoor swimming pool nearby, and a 10-minute drive to Silver Dollar City. Not to mention near some of the best golf courses. Just search Gameday Lodge on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Airbnb, and VRBO.
Hey, back again with our good friends at World of Wireless. Call 877-305-DISH. If you cut the cord in the last year or two and now football season's back and you can't switch between games, you don't enjoy the experience as much, Ben, you can get DISH in your home for as low as $80 a month.
Get back to traditional TV where you can watch all your sports, have picture-in-a-picture going, and with the Hopper, you can have 4 games at once on your big screen, by the way.
And a full DVR capability, too.
Full DVR recording, instant replay on your own. The main thing is you got to call us at World of Wireless, 877-305-DISH. Less than $80 a month gets you 3 TVs. You don't have to worry. And all 3 TVs are sharing the same recordings. Traditional satellite TV is more affordable than ever. Your price is guaranteed for 2 years, and it's just easier to watch sports. So get back to watching sports the way you like it, changing those channels, talking to your remote, telling you to find this game, find that game on your remote. It finds your games for you.
It's better than streaming, and it's at a low cost right now with DISH and World of Wireless, and lock it in for 2 years. 877-305-DISH for World of Wireless.
Today is the day. After countless hours of research, cutting back expenses, and 9 months of anxiously waiting for her, today is the day you finally bring home your new car. It's also the day to protect her with an auto policy from Shelter Insurance. Our policies are competitively priced and include new car replacement coverage if anything were to happen to your new baby.
Ask Shelter agents Randy Milam or Brad Howell about Renters Insurance.
Crabtree RV Center, leading the River Valley in sales and service for over 70 years. Founded in 1950, Crabtree RV Center has grown into one of the largest family-owned and operated RV dealerships in Northwest Arkansas. Located on 17 acres, including a 26,000 square foot indoor showroom. Crabtree RV Center has everything you need, all in one convenient location. Crabtree RV Center in Alma, Arkansas, making your family's dreams come true.
To some, that may just sound like ice hitting heavy-duty plastic. But to a Bud Light legend, it's a signal that says it's time. Time to dust off the barbecue tongs and load up the cooler with 37 Bud Lights and an assortment of dips. Because it's time to take back all the fun we've missed. Welcome back, Bud Light legends. Let's take summer by the coolers. Cooler up at BudLightLegends.com. Enjoy responsibly. 2021 AB Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Hi, this is Lindsay White with White Office Machines. For over 90 years, my family's been serving the greater Fort Smith region with the image industry's newest technologies, as well as providing superior customer service through long-term business relationships. As the area's only authorized Kyocera document solutions dealer, White Office Machines provides the best value with high-speed copiers and the latest multifunction printers. Stop by our office in downtown Fort Smith or in Russellville. Follow us on Facebook or go to whiteoffice.com.
White Office Machines since 1929.
Needing your roof repaired? Ramos Roofing is a local company that has over 25 years of experience, specializing in your residential or commercial roofing needs in the Oklahoma area. Ramos Roofing, a company you can trust, offering discounts to senior citizens, law enforcement, or healthcare workers, and assists in your insurance claims. Ramos Roofing, standing behind their work so you can stand under it. Call 479-420-9903. That's 420-9903. Ramos Roofing, working with you to build a better home.
Make Awake Bait and Tackle on Highway 64 between Van Buren and Alma has everything a fisherman needs. Rods, reels, tackle, plastics, all kinds of great baits to catch a wall hanger. Rods starting at $69.95. The biggest selection of plastics in the River Valley. Reaction Innovation, Bobby Garland, Lake Fork Coogan, and more. And Make Awake has Daiwa rods and reels, and they repair them too. Make Awake Bait and Tackle, 1 mile east of I-540 on Highway 64 between Van Buren and Alma. Make Awake Bait and Tackle.
KERX, Paris, Fort Smith.
2 seconds, 1 second, he lets fly with a shot.
From the Busch Light Studios, this is ESPN 95.3.
This is Arkansas Game Day live at Randall Ford, 5500 Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith.
Green gets the call. He's got room inside the 25, inside the 20. Green's going to the house. Touchdown, Arkansas!
Arkansas Game Day is brought to you by Bud Light, the world's favorite light beer.
Kicked out of the air at the 20-yard line, inside the 15, down to the 14-yard line. Jake Urachek.
Call or text the program at 877-377-6963.
I've been looking forward to this all morning, going to the hotline and welcoming our buddy Clay Henry into Arkansas Game Day, who's already down there in Arlington, Texas. Clay, good to have you on, buddy. Texas A&M, Arkansas, 2:30.
Not quite to Arlington. I'm still in Plano.
Still in Plano.
In the hotel.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
Good old Plano.
Still in Plano. So, Clay, this game today, we've got a good one in front of us, and I know Arkansas fans are confident enough. If you had to, you laid out your keys to the game yesterday on the morning rush. If you had to pick one reason why Arkansas fans should be most confident about this game, what would it be?
Well, I think it's just that Arkansas is a more physical team than they've been in the past. Just what Sam Pittman has done in the last year and a half, and just toughening up. I mean, I think this was a soft team when he took over, and they played with A&M. Now they're going to get probably a more enthusiastic Texas A&M team than they've got in the past. I think A&M probably didn't take them as serious as they probably are today. So it'll be one of those games where both teams have their stingers. But I think that just that they're more physical than they've been in the past, and Sam Pittman is doing what he said he was going to do, which is build a tough team in the trenches.
Mm-hmm. You see this as a lower-scoring defensive struggle today, or are we going to get surprised maybe and see these teams get closer to 40 points?
Well, a lot of times when you see the high-scoring games, it is because of defense. And if one defense can get on a roll and get some turnovers and you get some easy scores, it might not be the offense doing so much as it is the defense. But all things being equal, and they're not, no turnovers in the game, no major bust in the kicking game, I think it'd be low scoring because I really have a lot of respect for both of these defenses. I think, the Texas A&M defense is one of the best in the country, and Arkansas will have to really play their best offensive game to get it into the 30s. I don't see anything close to 40. I picked at Arkansas 17-16 in my picks, so that tells you that I think it'll be low scoring. And but having said that, you suddenly get a lot of turnovers and there's some cheap points. Well, then that changes it.
Mm-hmm. Special teams wise, you're playing in a dome that affects obviously no wind. Also with the punters, you've got that big screen hanging overhead. We've seen in games in Jerry's place that can be a factor on rare occasion. How are special teams, which have improved and probably haven't gotten the talk and credit they deserve because they certainly got a lot of conversation when things have gone wrong, how is that affected today by playing in the environment you're in today?
Well, one of the things that I've heard players talk about is that when the ball's in the air, there's distractions. It's not in a clean sky. So it's tougher to field balls in the air. It's going through lights. It's going through scoreboards. They're looking up and trying to find it. So that causes problems. I think that there's going to be a lot of punts. I think, if I say it's low scoring, well, that means that both teams are punting it a lot. So that's Texas A&M has a great return guy in Anais Smith. So you have to cover well. Arkansas has done that, but it's the special teams. In a low-scoring game can have a huge effect, and you've got a kicker for Arkansas that's a freshman, and so that's what you worry about more than anything else is that young players in big games and unusual atmospheres, maybe something they don't understand or have not played in before, will they be their consistent self? So that's one thing to watch out for.
Yeah, that's one of the things I asked about with Cam Little, as you just brought up, being the true freshman, him being in a situation. It's funny, it's Little against Small. That's the kick-up match, the kicking battle you have today with that situation. And to this point, like Arkansas has, I think, exceeded some special teams expectations, but this game has come down to special teams a lot of times, so we'll see what happens there. Clay, I want to ask you about this ongoing battle that we keep asking with this Arkansas offensive line against Texas A&M's defensive line, who, passing-wise, they've been really, really efficient so far defending the pass, but they've been susceptible to the run. What does Kendall Briles and Cody Kennedy and this football team, what do they need to do to make sure that Texas A&M continues to struggle against defending running the football this upcoming game at 2:30?
Well, they have to, get a hat on a hat and be physical in the offensive line. KJ Jefferson has to get the reads right. This running game is about making good decisions at quarterback at the line of scrimmage. And he's not under center, but he's back there. He's looking to the sidelines. So they've got to get the reads right, and the communication from the box to Kendall Briles, and then Kendall Briles to the offense just before the snap. That's where you make the decisions. And I think if the key area will be first down, so that they can run the ball when the chain is short. Short yardage. If it's 2nd and 9, 2nd and 11, then it's going to be a long day for Arkansas. And I don't mean that you have to run it on first down. You can throw the ball, but I think it'll come down to did KJ make the right reads, and did he take his shots? When I say his shots in the running game, it was the quarterback that hurt Texas A&M the last few weeks, and it was the quarterback runs with Franks last year that really hurt Texas A&M. So he's got to be a running back in this offense for Arkansas to move the ball on the ground. And it doesn't have to be all the time, but it has to be a threat where those safeties and linebackers are just maybe off center just a little bit.
You think, we've seen a couple of games, Rice, in Texas where it took into the third quarter to really kind of break it open. Do you think it's kind of a sumo wrestling match for the first half where it's going to be hard to impose your will on the other team for a while in this game?
I think it's a 4-quarter game, Tommy. I think there's not going to be a break that where this game is decided early, unless there's just a really rash of turnovers. But I don't think it's like the Texas game. This is a much more physical team. Texas A&M is light years better than the Longhorns, and I think Arkansas got a Texas team that just was not equipped to play the game Arkansas brought. Texas A&M is that. So I don't see Arkansas, cracking them in the first half or even in the third quarter. I think it'll be a one-possession game that 5:30 we're sitting on the edge of our seats, waiting for something to decide the game, and it might be overtime. Yeah. I think it's going to be a good football game.
Hey, doesn't it feel good, though, to be 2:30 CBS, and it's not the obligatory Missouri assignment, and you're in a college football game today that matters, that people are paying attention to? It feels like it's been a while since you've had one of these in conference play.
Well, it also feels good that you think that the Razorbacks have a shot.
Yeah.
That they have earned this place. They weren't given it because of default. I'm looking around. There may not be a lot of options today, in the SEC for a 2:30 game. Florida and Tennessee's usually gotten this game. But the Razorbacks, blue-collar team, have worked and worked and worked and put themselves in position to play a big-time game and go to 4-0. Two teams that are ranked. And, Tommy, I'd say you're right on point that this is a lot more fun.
Pretty easy analysis today.
And it's, it's like you talked about the 2:30, Tommy. So 2 out of your 3 weeks. I know that technically it's not. It's when you say prime time, you think night, but there's going to be a lot of eyes on you for 2 out of the 3 weeks, and you dominated on prime time against Texas, and a lot of people, and hopefully some high school recruits, will be seeing what you can do against Texas A&M. Now, Richard explained to us on Thursday, Clay, that the guys can then come in and watch, but they can't have it's so weird. They can't have any contact with them, so they can give tickets, but they can't talk with them. We know how plentiful the Dallas-Fort Worth area is with high school football recruits. How many attendees? Any idea how many attendees for both teams you'd expect to be inside of Jerry World today?
No, I don't know. And it's a wide reach of what's close to this stadium as far as high school football players. But it's a big game for recruiting. It's another statement game. Heck, Arkansas was featured. Sam Pittman was part of the Gameday show with ESPN a little while ago. I watched that. That's you're getting the exposure, but hey, they're about full for their class this coming February, or I guess they'll sign them in December. Juniors, they're starting to get commits for juniors. Recruiting is going well. I keep saying this over and over. Just win, baby. It all will happen. Arkansas's got a great stadium, a great situation. You just need to win, and they're doing that right now.
Nothing bad happens when you win, right? Winning,
no question.
Winning's always.
Keep getting these 2:30 games, Tommy.
Yeah, and 2:30, 6 o'clock. I think Ty's point is right. You haven't had a bad slot yet. So, and I'll tell you what a win today would also do. It makes some believe that, hey, you go to Georgia with a real chance to win that game because you're going to be playing an even better team regardless of the outcome today next week. So it really give you a feeling of a sense of success on the road next week, maybe at Georgia.
Well, let's just get this Texas State Championship. Rice, Texas, and Texas A&M, we'll crown them state champs.
Yeah.
They win today.
All right. Well, Clay, enjoy the game, and we'll talk to you on Tuesday
Thanks,
about
guys.
everything that happened.
Look forward to it. Thank you.
Always good stuff from Clay Henry, the publisher of Hogs Illustrated. All right, coming up, so we've referenced it a couple times. I want to play that clip when we come back here on Arkansas Game Day, this little 3-minute excerpt on College Game Day talking about what Sam Pittman has done so far from Arkansas. And Tommy and myself will dive into more of what we think is actually going to happen in this game. I know Tommy's already said he thinks they're going to win, but we'll kind of space that out a little bit and tell you why and how it's going to play out. Coming up live on Arkansas Game Day.
You're listening to Arkansas Game Day live at Randall Ford, brought to you by Bud Light.
It's fall in the River Valley, and that means cooler temperatures in the morning, pleasant temperatures in the afternoon. One of the other things you can count on in the fall, the red-hot deals continue at Randall Ford, 5500 Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith. If you're looking for a new F-150, if you're looking for new Mustangs, if you're looking for quality check pre-owned vehicles, the place to stop is 5500 Rogers Avenue at Randall Ford. Fourth oldest Ford dealership in America, my friend, right here in your own backyard. Stop in and see us today.
When fun finally returns, Bud Light legends don't just come back. They come roaring back, carrying a cooler full of Bud Lights, an inflatable dolphin, and those Velcro pads with the balls that stick to them. And this summer, with a cooler at their side, they're gonna make up for all the fun we've missed. Welcome back, Bud Light legends. It's time to take summer by the coolers. Cooler up at BudLightLegends.com. Enjoy responsibly. 2021 AB Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
This is Arkansas Game Day.
In sports, if you think joy only happens after you win, think again. Look at the world's most successful athletes like Serena Williams, Brooks Koepka, and Alex Morgan. They don't spend all their days grinding away. They take time to enjoy themselves, like getting together with friends over a Michelob Ultra, because they know that happiness is the key to winning, and that joy is the whole game, not just the end game. Michelob Ultra. 95 calories, 2.6 grams of carbs. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. AB Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
The best TV experience in the nation is available locally with personal service from Wild World of Wireless, your neighborhood professional, Dish-authorized retailer. Dish has the Hopper 3, the most advanced DVR, and delivers a premium viewing experience. Tired of running out of DVR space? With the Hopper 3, you can record up to 2,000 hours of your favorite programming and watch your very own favorite channels and DVR recordings anywhere you go on your phone or tablet. Call now, Wild World of Wireless at 877-305-DISH for more details, or stop by our location at the corner of Phoenix and Rogers, or visit us online at shopwownow.com.
Monthly equipment fees and other restrictions apply. Recording hours vary. 2,000 hours based on SD programming. Remote viewing requires internet connection and compatible mobile device.
Links at Chaffee Crossing, located in Fort Smith, has the best barbecue in the River Valley, hands down. Check out Links at Chaffee Crossing's Facebook page for their daily specials and live music schedule. Links at Chaffee Crossing has dine-in or patio dining with a full view of the golf course. Also, stop by their full bar for a cold beer or a cocktail. Need a place to watch the Hog games? Links at Chaffee Crossing has that too. Get linked up at Links at Chaffee Crossing, 11707 Custard Boulevard in Fort Smith.
Engine making a strange sound? Brakes squeaking or grinding? Time for an oil change or tire rotation? Let the Wizard work his magic on your vehicle. The Wizard's Auto at 8507 Highway 271 South in Fort Smith does all engine repair, services heating and cooling systems, and does all brake jobs including rotors. The Wizard's oil change includes a check of all filters, fluids, brakes, and leaks, and they will vacuum the front of your vehicle. The Wizard's Auto, working magic for your vehicle Monday through Friday 8 till 5 and Saturdays 8 till noon.
Hi, this is Lindsay White with White Office Machines. For over 90 years, my family's been serving the greater Fort Smith region with the image industry's newest technologies, as well as providing superior customer service through long-term business relationships. As the area's only authorized Kyocera document solutions dealer, White Office Machines provides the best value with high-speed copiers and the latest multifunction printers. Stop by our office in downtown Fort Smith or in Russellville. Follow us on Facebook or go to whiteoffice.com.
White Office Machines since 1929.
Champion Cycling, located at 5500 Massard Road, is a locally owned bike shop in Fort Smith that wants to help you find the joy in cycling that has been a part of their family for years. Their goal is to find the right bike for you, whether it's a road bike, mountain bike, or just a bike for leisure. Champion Cycling is totally stocked and has a large selection of bikes, including brands from Specialized, Pivot, and Look. Whether it's fixing a flat tire or a basic tune-up, their dependable service department is always ready to help. Stop by Champion Cycling today at 5500 Massard Road, and they will help you find your joy in cycling.
Doe's Eat Place, serving award-winning steaks, has now added lobster tail and salmon to the menu. You can also enjoy delicious appetizers along with your choice of drinks from the largest selection of wines, beer, and liquor in the River Valley. Doe's Eat Place is open Tuesday through Thursday 5 till 9 and Friday and Saturday 5 till 10. Reservations are recommended. Call 784-9111. That's 784-9111. Doe's Eat Place, 422 North 3rd Street, Fort Smith. Law's Drugstore in Fort Smith has COVID vaccinations available today for you and your family. Law's Drugstore has the Pfizer vaccine for ages 12 and up. The vaccine is safe and effective in preventing severe cases of COVID. Just call 452-6116 to schedule your appointment or stop by Law's Drugstore at 6802 Rogers Avenue behind Outback Steakhouse. Law's Drugstore, open 6 days a week to safely care for you and your family. Call them now, 452-6116.
ESPN 95.3.
You're listening to Arkansas Game Day live at Randall Ford, brought to you by Bud Light.
Here come the students. Oh, here come the students. They're coming from the south end, and this one has been a long time brewing.
Call or text the program at 877-377-6963.
All right, last segment here on Arkansas Game Day. Got a text in here from Lane and Leslie talking about this team having confidence right now, and they truly believe in what that is. And Tommy, not only does this Arkansas football team have confidence in their head coach, Stan Pittman, but I think a lot of other people are starting to latch on a little bit. Now, I have yet to listen to the full thing. I listened to a little bit of it, but got a little college game day tidbit this morning that, and I know Herbie picked the Hogs as well, but how about Tommy, Arkansas football getting a little bit of a limelight on college game day? Has it been since 2011 since they've got mentioned, or maybe in the Bielema years.
I don't know if it's been that long, but since they've gotten mentioned. But got a nice feature today that they did on Sam Pittman in the program. So let's take a listen to it.
I'm so tired of hearing about where we've been. It's where we're headed and where we're going. To get where we want to go, you can't be satisfied where you're at.
What is the state of Arkansas football?
A lot better than what it was 13 games ago.
Trying to go up and over and into the end zone. Touchdown, Arkansas! Hey! Turn that damn jukebox!
When Sam Pittman was introduced as Arkansas head coach in 2019, he cried. After more than 30 years as an offensive line coach, he says he never thought he'd be considered for a head coaching gig, let alone be leading the team he loved as a kid.
Isn't it the greatest mascot of all times?
For years, the Razorbacks had been at the bottom of the SEC, so Pittman's first priority was bringing the Arkansas back to Arkansas.
We're a blue-collar state. He brought back the working man mentality and just being tough.
I said we're doing this for conditioning. If you want to walk off the damn field, I'm going to run your ever-living ass.
They were missing a true leader of this football program, a true leader.
Run through it, run through it, run through it. Good job, St. John. If they're having fun, I believe that they can reach their full potential. That one move. There you go. Good rep, Bo. We talk to our coaches all the time. The loudest we should be at practice is when someone does something right. Go throw a fastball on him, make a move. Fastball, move. There it is, Zamo. That's it.
He made us kind of have a sense of pride about being Arkansas, a sense of pride about yourself.
Look, all we want to see you guys do is win and see your damn face in that locker room. That's all we want. We want success for you.
The first sign of success came in 2020. After 20 straight conference losses, Arkansas beat Mississippi State.
To the 10, to the goal line. Touchdown, Arkansas! The streak ends in Starkville tonight as the Hogs knock off the 16th ranked team in the country.
After the game, Pittman delivered the line that would become a hit with the Hogs.
He says, turn that damn jukebox on.
Turn that damn jukebox on. You're out of the doldrums. We're out of the Arkansas 2 and 10s. We were ready to go.
And there hasn't been much crying in Fayetteville since.
First 2-0 start they've had in the last 5 years.
Arkansas has manhandled Texas tonight. Oh, here come the students.
And I turned around and I see the whole student section just empty.
God, I love you. That is so awesome. Turn around and look at it. Turn around and look at that.
Coach Pittman is building a culture that is nothing that Arkansas has seen before. We're bringing it and we're rolling. Like, we're ready to go. We're ready to keep winning. We're ready to keep going and playing good.
You know, I didn't have any experience with all this stuff, so I don't know if I'm doing it right or not, but I will say this, I'm doing exactly like I want to.
What are we doing, folks? Turn that damn.
How about that, Tommy?
Nice feature on the program, but on Sam Pittman. And I think people, because he hadn't been around the game, hadn't had 2 or 3 previous head coaching stops at other schools, you know, I think even in this state, we're still getting to know Sam Pittman and who he is and what he's about. So that's a nice feature on Sam Pittman today on College Game Day. Hopefully people will get to see that if they didn't.
So Tommy,
glad we got to hear it together.
Yeah, no, it's pretty cool. I'd encourage you to watch it. I think Razorback Football put it out, College Game Day put it out. So if you want to watch the video along with the audio, it's pretty cool. So Tommy, you told us earlier you think Arkansas is going to win this football game. I still haven't figured out what I'm going to do. So I'm going to let you go first, and then I'll try and see if I can splice together some of these thoughts that are going through my brain right now. But what happens in this game today, and why do you think Arkansas ends up getting it done?
Well, if they win the game today, it's because they can run the football. And I think you're going to know early if there's any success at all at the push at the line of scrimmage. So when I watch a football game, I like to watch that matchup between the center and guards and the interior defensive linemen. If Arkansas is winning some battles there when they have the ball on offense, if KJ's able to run the ball a little bit, they may not score a lot of touchdowns early in this game, but are you Are you moving the line a little bit, and are you getting first downs? Those are going to be some key indicators early in this ball game as whether or not the tide will maybe turn your way later in the first half, early in the third quarter. I agree with Clay. It's going to come down to the fourth quarter. I don't think either team blows the other out. But if Arkansas wins the game today, it's because they picked up 16, 17 first downs on the ground by running the football, and they win the football game today because they get in the end zone 4 times with their offense leading the way with the rushing game.
You know what? This college football season thus far, as I mentioned earlier, has been unbelievable. You don't know what's going to happen. Doesn't matter how good the football team is. You just don't know. And what I've said previously about this Arkansas-Texas A&M series is I'm not going to pick Arkansas until they actually win a game and break the streak. I told myself I'm not going to do that. Well, Tommy, I'm going back on my word. I think somehow, some way, I don't know if it's a Cam Little game-winning field goal as a true freshman. I don't know if it's Jalen Callon making a play, but I just know somehow, some way, deep in the heart of hearts of every Razorback player, coach, and fan inside of Jerry World today, they're going to find a way to win this football game. And there might be a fan that jumps from the stands and tackles a Texas A&M player who might score a touchdown, and I don't know, but something's going to happen today weird that is going to allow Arkansas to win this football game.
All right, Phil Elson coming up live in Arlington at Cowboys Stadium. After the game, we're back with Hog Reaction. Derek Ruskin, Zach Arns will be along the way. You can hear it all right here at ESPN Arkansas. Also, listen to the game online at hitthatline.com.
Good stuff. Again, great. Really appreciate Randall Ford having us out here and Bud Light being a part of Arkansas Game Day. Coming up, like Tommy said, Phil, Rick, and Gino. Stay with us right here.
Looking for a career in trucking? JR's Trucking Company, a family-owned and operated company, has